guys? Today I'm going to be making a video that to many bass players is a controversial topic, which concerns like what you should use to play your bass, whether it's your fingers or a pick, as you can say. Now, I'm not really a person that picks sides. I usually just try to stay out of it. But, you know, with arguments on the internet nowadays, everybody just has to pick a side and fight to the death, sometimes literally, just for their opinion, which I think is stupid. But in this case, I actually do prefer using my fingers, as you can see. From day one, I always preferred using my fingers instead of a pick. The only time I ever used a pick was when I needed to play a really fast part, and it was when I was really desperate. Because if you take a song like Metal Militia from Metallica, it goes. At first, that part was really fast for me, so I thought, you know what, maybe I should use a pick and just go. Now, of course, since I'm not used to using a pick, I was a little sloppy there. I messed up a little bit. I've mainly been playing with my fingers like the whole time. Whenever I bring my bass like to other people's houses or stuff like that, I never bring a pick because I think using your fingers tells people that you have more skill. In my opinion, at least. You can disagree if you want. Because I know a lot, and I mean a lot, of bass players use a pick. Most notably, the first person I can name off of my head is Jason Newsted from Metallica. Well, not anymore. He's in his own band now, but back when Jason Newsted was in Metallica, almost every single time I've seen him live on YouTube. By the way, I'm not old enough to actually see him live. But anytime I watched a video of him performing live, he was always using a pick. The only time I ever seen him use his fingers was in music videos, most notably one, which he alternated. Earlier in the video, he's sitting there doing this. You can see him doing that. Then later in the video, during the fast part, he goes. I don't know how to play that part, but you can see him strumming because it's fast. However it goes, I haven't learned that song yet. So, yeah, but every single time I've seen him perform live, he was always using a pick. Which I don't really care, because he's a good bassist anyway. Or most people will say, like, you don't like Jason Newsted because you said he was good, he's amazing. Well, then that's your opinion, and leave it to yourself, please. But if you take a look at Cliff Burton and Robert Trujillo, I mean, they were insanely fast with their fingers. So I don't think using a pick is necessary. See that right now? That's my amp light. Being off topic, but Robert Trujillo and Cliff Burton are really fast with their fingers. If Cliff Burton was still alive, you know, I don't know. But all Metallica fans wish Cliff Burton was still with us. But off topic again. So I do prefer using my fingers because I think using your fingers for me is harder than using a pick. When I use a pick, I mess up a little bit. Playing random notes here, but as you can see, I'll try to play something like play some Green Day. Yeah. So I bet you all knew what that song was, American Idiot. I play with my fingers always because that's how I've been practicing it. So I go. I'm messing up because I have a pick in my hand. I'm trying to hold it while I'm playing, so how about now? course, there is one benefit I noticed with using a pick. When you use a pick, it's easier to hear your bass with an amp or without an amp. So I'll just play random 0 notes. Yeah, I said 0 notes. How about open? That sounds better, doesn't it? I'll play some open E. I'll play some open E chords right now, and I'll play with the pick. Sounds louder, doesn't it? It may be a minor difference, but to me, it's easier to hear. And I just noticed this right now. When you use your fingers, there's a deeper bass tone. Because with the pick, you can hear it. You can hear the pick like scraping on the string. But with your fingers, it doesn't. It just sounds like it sounds natural. So, if you want to have a more bass-like sound when you're playing your bass, yeah, bass-like sound with your bass. How ironic, right? Then use your fingers. But if you just want the bass to be louder and have people hear it more, and if you're trying to play some really fast notes and you don't feel like practicing with your fingers, then use a pick. This is my theory. I know the bass player from Green Day, Mike Dirnt, uses a pick. I don't think I've seen him use his fingers once. But if you listen to Green Day's songs, mainly songs like American Idiot, Holiday, Longview, you know, his bass lines are really easy to hear. You know, I can't play Holiday. I was just playing American Idiot a second ago. But I can play Longview though. So if you listen to Longview, it's bass only and vocals in the beginning. So it's like, you know. But of course, I play that with my fingers. So the reason that didn't sound so good is because I'm using a pick. I'm not used to using a pick. I just wanted to give my opinions on it. So if I use my fingers, let me put this down, I can play it a lot better. So it's like. But if I use my fingers, it's harder to hear from my amp. Granted, I could just go ahead and turn it up, but I really don't feel like doing that. So, if you ask me what you should use, fingers or pick, I'd say fingers. But if there's a part where you come to where you just can't strum with your fingers fast enough, and you need that extra speed, go ahead and try a pick. Go ahead and try using a pick. So instead of playing an insanely 32 note, what's the word? So if you're trying to play a 30-second, whatever you call it, part on the A string. Of course, I can do it with my fingers because I practice since I have my bass. But using a pick, it's much easier because you have to have the strum up and down. With your fingers, you have to alternate left and right. So if you can't play then all you have to do is get a pick and just go. So, when it comes to the pros and cons of fingers or pick, the pros with fingers is that it's more natural. It gives you a deeper bass sound. It gives you a deeper and more crisp bass sound. And if there's some bassists out there that use their fingers, you can be just like them and play it the way they recorded it, with how they play it live. Like Cliff Burton, for example. I play From the Bell Solo with my fingers. Of course, if I take a pick, it's going to sound a little bit different. that's not the way he recorded it. He never used a pick, Cliff Burton. He just used his fingers, and he was really good at it. So the Prawns fingers, deeper bass sound. You can sound just like the bassist who recorded the song. And this is another pro that I almost forgot to mention. People online will not criticize you. At least I don't think they will, because I know people mainly on YouTube and online forums and stuff. If you're a bassist and they catch you using a pick, be ready to get criticized, and I mean just be ready, because they will come down on you with tons of criticism. And if you don't care, then you don't care. You know, I'm not. If I see someone a bass player using a pick, I keep my mouth shut. You know, because I'm not that kind of person. I'm not gonna go, using a pick, that's not right. You're supposed to use your fingers. If that's your playing style, using a pick, then go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you, and no one else should either. If you want to use a pick, go ahead. I mean, people can tell you that you're not doing it right, but really you are. Fingers is more of the right way to do it, to be honest, because it's the traditional way. Using a pick is, if that's your play style, and by all means go ahead. But before I end the video, I just want to cover the pros to using a pick. Obviously, it's easier to play faster notes. And it makes your bass easier to hear, at least from what I can tell. And I guess the cons to using your fingers is that it can. I don't really know what the cons to using your fingers are. For me, there's not really a whole bunch of cons to using your fingers. I guess you could injure your fingers somehow. And the main con that you have to consider when using a pick is that get ready for some online criticism, because people nowadays don't have any patience. They don't have any respect for people nowadays. They just say whatever they want. They take advantage of their rights. You know, might have went too far there, but whatever. So I really don't think there's anything else that I can say. I mean, I covered basically everything that I had to say. So. Yeah, that's it. So see you guys later, and rock on.